Good morning, sir. This is the report of Group 1, Understanding the Self. Our topic for today is Psychodynamic and Analytic Perspective of the Self. Differences of psychodynamic and psychoanalytic psychology. Psychodynamic is an approach to psychology that emphasizes the systematic study of psychological force, underlining human behavior, feelings, or emotion, and how they might relate to early experience. This approach to therapy focuses on resolving patient conflicted conscious and unconscious feelings. Originating from the theory of Sigmund Freud, the main idea of psychodynamic psychology is emphasizes unconscious psychological process. Examples of it are wishes and fear of which we're not fully aware, and it's believed that our childhood upbringing may affect and has a big impact on how we become as an adult. Our childhood experience is responsible on how we act as an adult. The discipline when we are young affect on how we deal with people and how we react on the situation we get into as an adult. Our childhood trauma serve a big impact on how we become as an adult. Sometimes and commonly people can reverse it into a bad from goodness because of trauma response. However, some of us has a negative effect on them as they become as an adult and how they make life decisions. Our childhood experience affect how we think and act and even how we parent our children in the future. That's why a good childhood and upbringing is very important. All types of behavior has its own origin and sometimes we are unaware of it. That's why we end up asking what's wrong with us and why we act in such way that no one understands. And it's because we don't understand ourselves in the first place and we need help for that, hence called treatment or psychological assessment.
Psychoanalytic or psychoanalysis. It's defined as theory or a type of therapy based on the belief that all people possess unconscious thoughts, feelings, desires, and memories. And its method therapy where the patient talks about experience and every early childhood desires and dreams to make the unconscious conscious. In these methods, it helps resolve a person's mental and emotional disorders by having patient talk freely, whether it's good or bad, without judgment. Psychoanalysis is a method of a therapy where it helps the patient unravel its roots and unconscious belief that affect his or her behavior as an adult. Example, psychological therapy. On some occasions, these methods of analysis helps a person perspective in identifying the real and unreal truths of environments. This mostly common to people who suffers from specific disorders. Psychoanalysis is a method to use to understand persons' behaviors and childhood causes, whether it's a trauma, anxieties, depressions, sexuality, or suppressions.
The 8th archetype role model. 1. The persona. This is when a person wants to identify as an individual in which how she wants to be seen by other people. 2. Shadow. This type of personality refers to those who recognize in order to adapt to the cultural environment and environmental pressure and stereotype usually involving sexuality and life instincts, and it's often called as a dark personality or in simple terms refers to as repressed, said or denied parts of the self. Example, a child being creative and talkative or loves to play active games, being corrected often as she grows up because the society and her parents expect her to behave and be quiet because she is a girl and she needs to behave like one, and over time it affects this person. So as a result, this person will grow up being quiet, aloof, introvert, and shy, and will develop a gray negative or gloomy personality. 3. Anima. This is called as the masculine side of woman. 4. Animus. The feminine side of man. This situation can be related to some people who are bisexual, trait, especially a person is attracted to a certain character or this person which he identify as similar to oneself, and sometimes they get attracted to same gender. As growing up, parents may wonder why is my male child interested with sewing or hairdressing when this should be a female thing and vice versa. This is what we call the anima and animus personality. 5. Great Mother. This is an idealized version of a mother which represents what humans want in a mother, such as a good or evil mother. 6. A wise old man is conceptualized as a form of well-experienced man with great foresight and is wise and great in giving guidance and advice. 7. Hero. This personality is often recognized as person who does heroic acts, can do the things that our society is expecting, and is willing to sacrifice to do good things, and is idealized and admired for its qualities. 8. Self. This personality is called the conscious and unconscious aspect of person, and what it's like to be yourself, and this includes ego, superficial self, and mind, true and observing self.
Development of self. This process is how we are able to redefine ourselves and how we are able to recover and turn things around and make things happen to develop a better version of ourselves. This is us being able to present our real identity and be honest on how we feel, personal and emotional growth, and our pursuit of happiness, building new skills, trying the things we used to love, and coordinating out mind and body into one. Self-development. It is important to every individual because it gives us real meaning of life and how we live it. It helps us develop self-love and health mind, heal our relationships with people, overcoming bad habits, and be better at the things we love to do, and being able to choose and decide for ourselves without being scared of what people how has to say, be motivated to great things onwards. Identity is very important. Mechanism of the private self. This is the part of oneself where it differs from a public self and how we interact privately versus it is on public. Private self should be recognized because this would also affect on how we perceive situations out on public. Private self is how we will know ourselves and how we truly know ourselves as a person. This includes the things and knowledge we acquire. This is how we see ourselves in the mirror and we recognize ourselves better than someone else. People try their best to protect their private self because this is what contrasts them from others. It makes them unique.
Defense mechanism. This is how we interpret and react to certain situations to protect ourselves, especially our feelings. A. Displacement. Venting out our stress and frustration to other people, inflicting negative emotion to others just because you are mad or tired from something. B. Repression. This is common to people who has phobia on certain things and not knowing where this originated, maybe because the incident happened when we were younger. Some occasions cause depression or anxiety. C. Reaction formation. This is when a person acts a complete opposite on how they really feel or the specific person. Example, bullying someone you like because you can't admit that you fancy that person. D. Fixation. This sometimes develop manners to a person, nail biting, perfectionism, and other excessive behavior. E. Regression. This usually identified by those people or those childlike habits, especially when dealing a certain situation. Thumb seeking, winning, strong because they can hardly assess the situation, and sometimes immature reactions. This often as a result of a repeated stress and depressing event a person has been expressing insecurity, fears, or anger. Some people are more immature or too needy, baby talking, and even bedwetting. F. Projection is when a person behaves and project feelings or habits to other because they project it as their own, projecting the things you don't like with yourself to others. Example, accusing someone of cheating while all along you are the one who is cheater. It's like hating your own self and action and projecting it to other people. You're accusing a person something that is obviously what you are. This mechanism is how you deal with the character you have that you mostly hate. Expressing the public self. This is when a person identifies in public by how they speak, act, and dress. Some people write or sing. Some people express themselves through dance and sports or acting. This serves as freedom to most people that they able to express themselves out in public without hesitation. This also helps us understanding our emotion well and develop oneself.
Self-unmotivating force. It is the ability to motivate yourself that after every obstacles you encounter that causes you to give up on or something. This is the ability to stand back up after everything that keeps you from achieving your goals and dreams. Every people have their own different motivators. Sometimes it's a thing or destination or a person that there's self-motivation. It is very important since not everyone is not able to perceive this kind of character and some people would just give up. Being able to motivate yourself is a sign that you know and identify the things you're capable of doing and the things you believe and you can achieve. This can also prevent a person from being sad, angry, resentful, or depressed.